Well, hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. We are live tonight looking at the eruption in Grindavik, Iceland. The eruption that has been highly anticipated for close to 2 months now. And in the past week or so, we've almost heard nothing about it because all the anticipation led nowhere until today. So apparently at about 9 p.m. Tonight local time, so that would be 9 p.m. Iceland time, 10 p.m. Central European time, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard, and 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time in the U.S. The eruption did begin after a series of a significant number of earthquakes. Live stream we're watching here is from RUV. RUV being the Icelandic National Broadcasting Service. So this feed is courtesy of them, and we're seeing it in real time again, 23:26. So 11:30 p.m. local time on Monday night. For me, an hour later, half past midnight in Central Europe, and we're seeing this eruption finally happening. Looks like a very long crack that's opened up. There is lava and magma shooting out. Kind of hard to tell from these pictures if it's 25 feet or 200 feet. I'm not sure exactly what the distance is. Let's take a look down in the description here. I do not see anything about camera placement on this live feed that we're watching from them. Basically, again, to remind everybody, we are talking about the area around Grindavik in southwest Iceland, Keflavik Airport, the international airport of Iceland. From what I read just before coming on here, at this point there are no disruptions to incoming or outgoing flights. You can see Reykjavik, the capital of Iceland here. Remember, a very small island nation, population under 400,000 total, a population of Grindavik that have all been evacuated since this activity started back in October. It was about 3,700, and of course the area well known to tourists for the Blue Lagoon thermal baths that ironically reopened yesterday after being shut down for nearly 2 months because of this seismic activity. And right next to it, geothermal power plant that you can see here, the Svartsengi geothermal power plant. So that ties in with the Blue Lagoon thermal baths. Once again, we'll get a little better looking. The question really now is this where the lava and magma are coming up from that eruption? We don't know yet. I mean, they were talking about building dikes to protect the area. There's been a lot of chatter about where it would finally break through, and in my quick research leading up to getting online with everybody here, is that they have not given an exact location that I could find. Let's just zoom out one more time really far so you get a sense of where this is on the island of Iceland. So this is Iceland, and this is the southwest corner. So yeah, back to the live footage. It looks like a very consistent stream. It doesn't look like a dramatic eruption like you would see with a Mount St. Helens type eruption where a mountain blows its top, but the discussion all along is that there was this underground river, for lack of a better word, of magma that they were expecting at some point to breach the surface, running from southwest to northeast. And if we look at this video here, this cluster, this is from the channel The Earthmaster. Make sure we give him credit. He's looking at the website of the seismic activity. The vidor.is is the one with the data for the specific earthquakes. What I read is that the largest earthquake that happened about 9 p.m. local time was 4.2. As he's pointing out here, you can really see just how much activity was going on prior to the actual eruption. Okay, so yeah, back to the live view here. You can see just a ton of people watching already, about 3,000 people watching this live stream right now. And again, I've been looking at this now for 15 to 20 minutes, and it's been pretty consistent. Again, we don't know if this is ash or steam. My uneducated opinion again is that this is steam, and we have a pretty consistent flow of lava, magma coming out along this fault or opening. It'll be interesting to see in the morning, better said around noon tomorrow. I think Iceland only has about an hour or two of daylight at this time of the year. We are just 3 days away from the winter solstice, so I'm not expecting too much daylight, but I would expect that we'll see more camera angles during the day tomorrow. We'll probably get either drone footage or helicopter footage, and possibly some other stationary camera angles that will make this interesting. I think the most important thing is to understand exactly where the lava is coming out, and just to see exactly what the effects will be on both the power station up here north of Grindavik, the Blue Lagoon tourist site there with the thermal baths, and the town of Grindavik itself, which, as we know, has been evacuated now for, I guess, close to 8 weeks. So let's check back tomorrow, maybe same time tomorrow, late in the evening. Then we'll be able to have a good summary of the day, probably a lot more data. There'll probably be some good maps out there showing exactly what's happening where. But again, we are live right now at 12:45 a.m. Central European time, 11:45 p.m. Iceland time, local time to the event, which puts this at 5:45 Eastern Standard Time in the U.S. and 2:45 Pacific Standard Time. So if you're just getting home from work on the East Coast, or still at work on the West Coast, make sure you check this out throughout the rest of the evening. It's a developing story, super fascinating, highly anticipated, and then almost given up on, but in fact here we are. Once again, the magma stream or lava flow, subterranean flow near Grindavik, Iceland, has erupted along a crease here that we see in this live footage from the Icelandic National Broadcasting System. It is live, and it's happening right now, and we'll check in again tomorrow. So take care till then. Bye bye now.